you got in the other one. Do you want to use your computer audio or do you want to use a phone? The computer audio probably easy. Yeah. Okay. Ralph, I think if you just yeah. AHKA Alpha Hilo. No, Alpha Hotel. Okay. Alpha Hotel Kilo Alpha Romeo Alpha Mike Indigo at Lima Indigo Victor Echo.com. You will email me a link. So if you, would it be easier to just click the link I just sent you? I'm just asking though. I don't know. Wow, I can see myself and I look beautiful. I haven't received any emails from you yet. Ralph, you don't happen to have a Skype on your computer, do you? Okay. I have noticed. I was gonna say something like polite, but there is no. I've noticed you are slightly behind in technology, but slightly. Okay. Okay. Oh, I got you. Admit. And you should be joining any second. Oh, there we go. Hi. No, don't. Hi, guys. Yes, it is. Do I have you here? Can you say something? I don't hear you over my computer audio. Let me get this. Let me change this to computer audio. And then I can end the call. Yeah, I think computer audio is fun. I don't.
Says you're using computer audio.
Okay, let me try. Okay, I'm gonna call you back if I can't hear you, okay?
And I'm gonna hang up then, okay?
All right. Hi.
Yeah, if it looks right, yeah.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Okay, hold on. Putting my volume up. I'm gonna get a couple of headphones too, okay? Oh, okay. Then you gotta print that off again.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, yes.
Okay, good. Okay, all right.
Okay.
All right,
How's everything, my friend?
fine. You know, what do you, I've been surprisingly busy with admin work.
Really? I
Yep.
do not feel sorry for you.
No, and it's all mutual fund stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I spent a couple hours already on a guy who's going to transfer $24,000 over from his pension plan.
Oh, that's nice.
It's not, but it's not here, and it's hours of work,
Yeah,
compliance,
yeah.
and it's half a dozen different forms,
Oh,
like locking in agreements and blah
Yeah.
blah blah and all that stuff. So
before when you could, like, how old is this guy?
one here, he's 35, I think.
So before you could DSC this, right? And when you DSC it, it makes sense because it's a pension. He's not going to be able to touch it anyway. It's
Yeah.
going to go to a locked-in account anyway.
Yeah, but
So you
see, to keep life simple, I don't do DSC at all.
No, also mutual fund that doesn't allow you to do it anymore because of the CRM too, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess some fund companies don't let you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Some do.
Interesting.
And some say if they're over 60, you can't do a DSC.
No.
You know, everybody's a little different. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Interesting.
I just try to do everybody at front end
Yeah.
at zero.
Why? You are spending the time. This is the only way you can get paid on this is like 24,000. How much money does that make you? At a 0.8% of it.
Yeah, even less than that. But
Yeah.
yeah. So a couple
Why?
$100 a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I got some life insurance on him.
Okay. That's different. Yeah.
I've got his RSP.
Okay.
He's looking at me for financial planning advice.
There you go.
So
Yeah. Charge him per hour. It's like, okay. You know how many firms do that? They get a software, they just punch in the people's information in a software, and then they charge them per hour for financial planning.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, just like wills.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's the program there, and they say, "I'll take this out, insert that, change this name, blah blah blah." Done. $800.
Yeah.
So.
We are definitely in the wrong line of work. That's for sure.
Yep. Well, hey.
All right. Let's see if this case will make up for your travels, sir.
And you know, I got to be able to try to pick you up on Zoom somehow too. But anyway, yeah. So let's work on this case here. Okay.
Okay. Do you see my screen now?
Yep, I do. Gotta put my glasses on, but yeah, okay.
So I have Manulife Power Software. This is the Diamond View, right?
Okay, yep.
So I'm gonna put in Mr. David. Is this GE?
Yeah. Gagne.
GAGNE. Okay. And he was born on the 21st of October.
Sorry, November 21.
November
76.
21,
76.
1976. So the one thing I noticed since last time we spoke was that he is with the policy I designed before was life pay.
Yeah.
If we do a 20 pay or if we do a 20 pay or what's the word I'm looking for, or 10 pay, it solves a whole lot of problems, right?
So he's now 44, right? No, 43.
Yeah.
Yeah. 50, okay, yeah. So 20 pay might be good.
Yeah. If we assume he's going to work to 65, he can work to 55, right, with 10 pay, right? In that case, if we give him $1.2 million life insurance, I think that will be $100,000 a year easily.
Right.
Let's see how much is this. Problem with Manulife Suffer is 86,000. Well, how about 1.5? Manulife Suffer does not allow you to just enter a number. I have to do this by hand. Now I'm gonna go to 1.45 to see if it's gonna give me 100K.
Right.
But you know what? To keep this a round number, 103, I think is a good start. What do you want to do? Do you want to keep the insurance simple or keep the premium simple?
Okay, the 150 or 1.5 at 103,000. Yeah, let's work on that then.
This is good right now, right?
Yeah, and then we can do a second option for 20 pay maybe.
This is 10 pay, yes, of course.
Yeah, we'll see this and then 20. Okay. Yeah.
So what I've already done is that under the tab that says offsets and DO, I put it as a level maximum for 20 years. So I'm doing a deposit option of a 20 years. So what this...
Even though it's a 10 pay?
It's a 10 pay. Oh, good point. This is a 10 pay. We got to do a 10 pay. I didn't think it would change things. I think it wouldn't change the total premium. What it would change is where your cash surrender value changes.
Now, what does a DO refer to?
I believe it's deposit option.
Okay.
So you want to do additional deposits essentially.
Okay.
Because there's a premium that you pay, but you can also dump more money in your par account, right? So.
Right.
Okay, so we got paying $103,000 a year, and out of this $103,000, this buys us $1.509 million of life insurance. First year cash value is $50,000. 10th year cash value is $900,000, $850. Right?
And he's put in $1 million, over $1 million.
He's put in $1 million, but it's done. He won't put a penny more in. The policy is going to sustain itself. So now it's going to go up from here. So by the time you get to year 20, you've paid $1 million. You have 1.712 of cash surrender value. Or if you die from food poisoning in Mexico, your family going to get $3.3 million.
Okay, now what is the dividend option on this?
So the dividend option, I have it as current. And the current is, I'm going to tell you, on the death benefit and cash value. So the dividend option is, it adds up, so the maximum it will go to is 4.6, right? But it averages on 4 or 3.5. It averages around there.
So that's the internal rate of return.
This is the internal rate of return. What do you mean by dividend option is a paid up addition? Is that your question?
Yeah, I see that.
I've set it up as paid up addition. Yes. Because that way we can have more money going into the thing. One thing I want to show you is that because we're adding deposit options, where's the deposit option portion of this? Deposit option insurance primary. So essentially, this is CDA, NCPI, total death benefit, alternate. What it is that he only has to put in, okay, let's find this out. work, my friend. It's not working. So what else is new? Well, this is
Well, I emailed this guy this morning with a beneficiary form,
yeah.
and he sent me a link back. This place in Mexico, it looks like him and a Mexican lady jointly own this down there. And I
Cool.
think that's the new girlfriend or wife, I'm not sure.
Nice.
And he may or may not be down there right now. He indicated that in this place, it's for Canadians who couldn't get out of Mexico, kind of thing, are staying there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and I looked at some of the reviews in the place, and he was born in Quebec, so a lot of the reviews are in French.
Wow. That is, I don't know. So if he cannot get out,
Yeah,
he
I don't know
cannot
if it's, I
buy
don't think
life
they can't.
insurance.
I don't. Yeah, I see. I got to find out, but I didn't want to jump on that yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's got to have his butt here.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to. He said he's going to go over the stuff in the weekend.
Yeah.
So fine. And then so next week I'll reach out to him and touch base and maybe
Yeah.
try to get him on the phone.
Yeah. So the thing about what I want to point out here is that so when we set a DO or deposit option, like you have to put in 50,000 of it. That's the premium. The rest of it is optional. So if the market is bad one year and you're not making money, now the problem is I cannot find that exact number here, but that's how it usually works.
So the deposit option minimum is 50,000?
No, something like that. So the premium, imagine like if the premium is 50,000, the deposit option is another 50,000. In Equitable, I can show you this exactly. So if I go to Equitable software, where's the Equitable software? If I go to PAR, so if I do a 20 pay for paid up addition on a wealth achiever for 43-year-old male, non-smoker, and we want to pay annually, let's say we want to pay, if I put in use maximum extra deposit option, it's called here.
Okay.
And I put in total of 100K a year.
Okay.
Okay. The software automatically calculates that $64,000 of this
premium and the extra is the deposit option.
and the extra is a deposit option. So this way he has to buy $1.565 million of life insurance. A portion of it is a deposit option and a portion of it is a premium. So when he says that some year it could be lower, some year it could be higher, I thought that this is a best approach, because if we add a deposit option to it and 1 year he's not making money, he can be like, okay, you know what, this year I'm just going to pay the 65,000. I'm not going to pay the rest.
Okay.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and that deposit option, it goes into some sort of a side account?
It goes into the same PAR account. What it does is actually buys you more life insurance.
Okay.
So if I don't put in the, okay, here. So this, here. I go to the total life insurance, total cash value, total death benefit. First year is $1.7 million. So the deposit option is buying you more insurance. Okay. And then it just grows to hell. By the time he's 100 years old, he has $14 million of life insurance, where he paid 20 years of 100K, $2 million for it.
Yeah.
The way I say to people, you are buying money. Like, there is nothing better. There is nothing cheaper. It's like, now I'm going to go to Manulife and I want to show you this. So we set up the policy that we're looking for, right? It's $130,000 a year. If I go to concepts, right? Let's tab that called concepts. I'm going to go to the insured retirement program and
Mhm.
use it corporate, right? Now it allows me to plan for a corporate IRP, right?
Right.
So what is the insurance amount? We already said that. What's the deposit option? We already set that up. Let's look at the loan information. If he starts borrowing at age 65 and say his age of death is 100, right?
Okay.
So he can take money until age 99.
Okay.
And if he borrows a 6.25, I would say a 5% interest rate is more likely.
And would this borrowing be from Manulife Bank or a separate institution?
It could be from any bank. We are just
Okay.
making an assumption. So
Okay.
it's not. So right now, if you take this to the bank and go, this is the rate on these are prime minus half.
Okay.
So if a bank prime is 2 and something right now, or 3, they're going to give this to you at 2.5%.
Okay.
So if he dies at age 35, if his marginal tax rate is 50 and his dividend tax rate is 35%, if he borrows this at 5%, and if we increase what he's taking out by 2% every year,
Okay.
right? So let's say how much money he can take out every year. For some reason, my computer's been doing insane. It's smelling like
Okay.
it's like smells like I need a new computer.
How old is it?
This is fairly new. This is like 2 or 3 years old.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it? What kind is it?
It's a Lenovo T4400.
Okay.
Okay. So if I take out $82,000 a year, every year from age 65 to age 100, I will still am left with money.
And that 82,000 is tax-free as a loan.
It's 100% tax-free as a loan, right? So your family end up with about $1.5 million, and there's $1.5 million that goes to your state, and you can use $82,000 every year for the rest of your life,
Okay.
right? So now I can make this look better when I represent. If I make this a 0, it will
Yeah.
go to 106.
Yeah.
If I say, okay, you know what, this guy's going to die at age 90, right?
Yep.
$120,000.
Yeah.
What else can I do? If I use 100%, okay, fine.
So it goes
So-
up to 90% loan on it based on
Yeah.
the 5%. Okay.
If I assume a 6.25% rate of loan, it reduced my payout, right, to $90,000.
Yeah.
But let's look at the worst case scenario. If we assume this guy is going to live to age 100, and we want a 2% rate of return, that's a $63,000. This is in case, this is if the corporation is borrowing this and then paying out dividend to him.
Yeah.
Right? Corporation is borrowing and paying out dividend to it. Now, if the corporation, if the shareholder borrows this, what's going to happen then? This money changes significantly because then you bypassing corporate tax as well. Why isn't it showing this to me? Blah, blah, blah. Why does it matter? Okay, let's look at this.
So now the corporation owns it, and the shareholder is borrowing from the corporation?
So you are using a corporate asset in order to secure a personal line of credit,
Okay,
right? Which means that it goes Income Tax Act Section 15, which is shareholder loans, right? So
right,
15-2 allows you to do this as long as you pay a prescribed rate back to your corporation for
right.
using a corporate asset.
Yep,
So I'm going to use a corporate asset. Corporate has this building. I'm going to use this to secure a loan for myself. And every year I have to pay back 1% of my own personal money back to the corporation, which is going to be income for the corporation that can be dividended back to the shareholder.
okay,
So it's just paperwork. You're just going to pay a portion of it. So even better, you can make that 2% a taxable benefit and just pay 30% on it. Does that make sense?
run it by me again now.
Okay, so imagine I'm using this building as a collateral to get a loan. The value of a building is $1 million, right?
Yeah,
Every year, I have to pay $20,000 of personal money to the corporation because
it's a loan repayment, yeah,
because I'm using a corporate asset, right?
Yeah.
So now, instead of I'm paying the corporation $20,000, corporation can issue a tax receipt for me for taxable benefit of $20,000.
right, yeah, yeah,
Now I only have to pay taxes of the $20,000.
right, yeah. Okay,
Which
that I
means-
follow, yep.
Yeah, which means
And the loan repayment rate, do you
Yeah.
know what it is?
the loan repayment rate is prime minus half.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, whatever prime is minus half,
okay,
whatever bank prime is. It depends on the size of the loan. The size of the loan is not big. It's prime. If it's big, prime minus half. Or it's the other one, actually. You know what? It's prime plus 1 if the size of a loan is small. If the size of a loan is big, it's prime plus half. It's plus
Okay.
half. Yeah. Sorry.
it's all floating based on prime, which we don't know what it's going to be when he takes it out, so,
But you know what? The way it is prime at 0.25 right now, the overnight rate is at 0.25%. Bank prime is at 1.89, something like that.
so it's based on not the bank prime, but the prime rate itself then,
No, I believe it's based on bank prime.
bank prime, okay.
Yeah. So bank prime is what is it? 1.89, I believe.
So we'll call it 2%, okay.
Yeah, let's call it 2%. Okay, so you paying $103,000 for 10 years. You have paid $1,030,000 in 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Your estate, if you pass away within this time, going to get $1.835 million of life insurance.
Yep.
If you had invested this money inside the corporation, however, your estate would have got $866,000. So far, so good?
Yep.
So now we're going to start withdrawing from this. Now I'm going to start at the age of 65 or 66 in this case. I'm going to start withdrawing $63,000 a year for the rest of my life, tax-free, right?
Adjusted with inflation, yeah.
Yeah, it grows with inflation. So now you are at that point, at any point, if you pass away, your family would get $3.5 million, right?
Yeah.
So you are getting $63,000 a year of tax-free income for the rest of your life, plus your family is getting $3.5 million growing with inflation. If you want them to get less, we can arrange for you to get more. That's all possible. But let's. If you want to compare this to an alternate investment, investment usually do really well until we get to the withdrawal age. At some point, say around age, I don't know, around age 94 in this case. If you alternate investment, you're going to run out of money. Versus here, you're going to have money forever. Like, honestly, the way I'm thinking that Raf knows everything in here, what do I sell? What do I tell? But you know what it is? I'm going to tell you what's my approach when I'm trying to sell this.
Okay.
How about that?
Yep.
I'm going to tell you the script that I use. Okay. So we're going to give you $65,000 a year for the rest of your life. Say in 20 years, right, you paid $1 million. In 20 years, you took out $1.2 million of tax-free money. Plus your family is going to get $5 million, right? At that point, it is, or in this case, $2 million of tax-free money, the value of which to you is in your tax bracket $4 million, and your family is getting another $4 million, so that's $8 million you're getting with $1 million. I'm gonna sell you $100 bill for $20. Do you want this bill? Do you want it? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Essentially, because we're growing this every year, in 20 years you have taken out $2 million of tax-free money, right?
Yeah.
The value of this $2 million to you in your tax bracket is about $3.5, $4 million,
Mm-hmm.
right? At the same time, your family is going to get another $4 million. So that's $7.5 million.
Now, the net estate value, that is what is paid out in the event of a death claim.
That is what comes out of CDA tax-free, yes.
Okay.
It's minus adjusted cost base. So
Right.
this is what your accountant would love. This is blah, 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 blah. But if now this is a 10 pay. Now let's compare this to a 20 pay, because that's going to be fantastic.
What age group do you find this works best with?
I find this to work with 45 to 55.
Okay.
I'm trying to do one for 28-year-old now, but the problem with 28-year-olds are that they don't really care about the insurance portion of it.
Hmm.
But for that guy, the cost of insurance is fully paid off in 3 years. In 3 years, and then it goes to positive, the cash surrender value. Insane.
So it's a 76,000 premium, and you're going to top it up with the additional deposit option.
So
But-
yeah,
but-
so I'm trying to find the sweet spot for 100K here. So
Yeah.
let's see if
1.8 or whatever.
yeah, 1.75.
Okay.
Let's just stay within the bandings. So you guys are stuck at home 24/7.
Yep. I ran out the other day and got groceries, and that's about it.
Yeah. I tell Maral that you make me happiest, most miserable person on the planet. Just, I love you so much, but it's a great test of our marriage.
Yeah. You see, now I've had an office in my home here for decades,
Yes.
and for a long time, Kiri's been the boss here, so it's not a big change.
Good for you.
It just we don't get to go out. That's all.
I do 25.
Yeah.
No, it's tough. I really love my family. I really enjoy spending time with them. But yeah, we both look forward to when both our children are sleeping at night. Thank God for my mother-in-law, man. She comes over, she helps with Ben, and it's just.
She's there most of the day, is she?
She's there for most of the day, yeah. So first few weeks, everybody was in quarantine. We didn't allow anybody to come anywhere close to us.
Yeah.
But then when the newborn came, it was almost impossible. to do that.
So 1.7 on this.
Yeah. And $137,000. Let's make this age 64. 128,000.
Hold on
Let's
now.
make this 5%.
Well, that's the loan amount. Okay.
Yeah. At 5%, you can give me $100,000 a year for next 20 years. And you know what? I'm going to give you $107,000 a year for the rest of your life. When you want to
Tax-free,
retire.
yeah.
Tax-free, yeah.
Because I guess you could say, well, the money going in is after tax, so coming out is after tax. Okay.
Yes. Well, there is intricacies, right? But essentially, you are bypassing taxes by using income tax section 15-2.
It's nice when you throw these numbers out.
The tax act, yeah.
Yeah. Baffles them with bullshit.
Yeah. I went to this speaking of 15-2, we went to BMO advanced course for insurance, and all the brightest stars of all the brokerages were called in there, like people who they see going places, every young person, and they were talking about business insurance. And there's this guy called Herm something, right? He was a CFO of an insurance company or CEO of an insurance company, and now he does advanced cases for BMO, right? He was teaching, and then there was so it was a group study. There was like different tables. Everybody was talking about different things, and then one of the group was like, "Oh, I said let's do this, let's do that," and then I said, "No, you can't do that. Income tax act section, blah 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 blah." And then you should have seen this guy's face. It's like CPAs, CMAs, is that his the list of titles behind his name does not end. It's hilarious. Like, he loved it. Anyhow, we put in $101,000 a year in, right? At the age 65, we're going to start removing $107,000 a year for the rest of our life. And at which point, if you pass away, your family is going to get $6 million.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we almost tripled what we're going to come out, or doubled. 1.5 times it? Yeah, 1.5. This is tripled. This is time 1.5.
Now, would you get into how dividends work and that kind of stuff?
No. I do not get into anywhere that I don't have to. Maybe I talk about those with the accountant. Right?
Now, I mean, sometimes I have said to people, the insurance companies base their investments on long-term returns.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, returns are very low historically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you think rates and returns will be higher 20 years down the road?
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
Pretty low. So that should have a positive impact on the performance.
Absolutely.
So it could well be higher, but we don't know. That's just what we're saying today.
Yeah, it will be higher. It's a little different with Manulife. Manulife about 17% of the pool is made of real estate, which is the highest ratio in all the par providers. And the rest of it are corporate bonds and government bonds.
There's no equity at all.
There's some equity. There's like 5 to 10% of equity, but very little.
Yeah.
Versus equitable par is made mostly, I think it's a conservative portfolio. That is also a highly, so as you said, that's absolutely true, that these pools are designed to be dependent on the interest rate. The interest rate, the higher the interest rate, they tend to do much, much, much better, right?
Right.
having said that, they have to have a finger in the market as well.
Yeah.
Manulife, what they've done is, or what they're feeling is that the real estate in Canada in a 20-year, 30-year, 50-year is going to do really well,
Hmm.
right? Possibly better than, possibly better than stock market, possibly better than bond market. We have some evidence, like I understand their logic because of the environmental impact on immigration and how Canada will be one of the best immigration spots in the world,
Hmm.
at least one of the best for the future. But yeah, again, as you mentioned, it's a long-term planning they do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Now, can you email those to me so I can pick them apart and play with them?
I can email them to you for value for $1.
Okay.
No, that wasn't for
Done.
$6.23.
Okay. Tax deductible.
Yes.
And so I'll go over and play with it. I'll probably try to pick it apart, be a little analytical with it.
I like that.
And then we'll have to try to play around with my zooming you sometime. But
Yeah.
my system's so old. What do you have Windows 10 on yours?
I have Windows 10, yes.
Yeah.
You want to see the case I'm working on right now?
Oh my God. Okay.
This guy is a dentist with this is his wife. This is him. He's a dentist that has MS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was talking to Manulife underwriter. I was able to get him a rating for 150%. They were
Okay.
looking at 200. I would negotiate it down to 150, which is fantastic, right?
Now, how did you do that? Did you provide medical records or?
I just called the underwriter and negotiated. I just said, hey, listen, I need you to give me a better rating so I can close the sale.
Okay.
And he said, okay, let me look at my file while I can. That's what I like about Manulife a lot, that you can pick up and talk to that specific underwriter.
Okay. Because you have large cases going in there, so I guess they know you.
Yeah, I've been lucky. I've had a couple good cases. And yeah. This person, I'm offering him a UL, life pay UL, for $15,000 a year, or a par for $65,000 a year.
Okay.
Or term 20 for $100 a year, for $100 a month. Pick one.
You know, I mean, the term 20, you got to say, okay, you're renting it. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have now people have had for decades with term, and it's getting to the point where they can't afford to convert and they can't afford to keep it.
Oh, wow.
So.
Anybody with Maritime or Manulife or anything like that?
There's probably a few. The one today or yesterday was BMO. It was BMO.
Yeah.
There's an old Norwich Union one.
Yeah. Norwich Union. Wow, yeah. I haven't heard that name in like.
Yeah.
I never knew that company. I think it's way beyond my age, but yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. They were pretty prevalent in doing TV ads for direct marketing.
Okay.
And then around 2001, they sold to AIG.
Yeah.
Who then sold to BMO.
BMO, yeah. So what I would do is call Lydia. So BMO has, Manulife has a saying that if you can convert $50,000 of the policy to a permanent,
yeah,
and then bring everything else over as a brand new term.
Exactly, which is a nice feature, yeah.
It's a beautiful feature, right?
Yeah.
So ask Lydia if they can do something similar because of, what the market is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super.
I'll email those stuff to you right away, and good luck to you, sir.
Well, thank you, and I'll be picking your brain some more next week.
I would appreciate that very much.
Okay.
No, I really like it. I really enjoy this. These things, yeah. I
Now,
really appreciate, honestly, the opportunity to work on this. I really appreciate it.
do you go into the Woodbine office at all these days or not?
I have a little office in that corner, but no, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah. I rented a room in that office, in the Woodbine office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Eddie Pitch has a room rented there too,
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
Yeah.
Eddie has a room. Eddie has a room, and the other Filipino guy, he has a room too.
he? I knew Eddie back in the Norwich Union days.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. He's a nice guy. He comes
Yeah.
in, he's like, that guy impresses me. He's like 82 years old, and like, is he 82?
He's 80 something anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the other week he's like, yeah, I was cold calling the other day and I got a lead. I'm like, what? What were you doing?
You know, I am sorry, but if I'm 82 years old, I don't want to be out there cold calling.
No, of course. Like, you know, the fact that, you know, when I go out and cold call is because I can, right? It's like, you don't want to do it. Nobody wants to get rejected. But it's the
Yeah.
idea that, hey, listen, I can do this and nobody else can. It's something comforting in it.
Hmm.
At least that's my point of view.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'm gonna let you go and then go have some lunch and then get
All
back
right.
to my work.
Thank you for your time, sir.
My pleasure. Thank
We'll-
you for the opportunity. Yes,
We'll be in touch. And what do I do to disconnect you here now?
I'll
Scott?
disconnect you. Don't worry.
You're going to disconnect me? Okay.
Yes.